This time last year, the quarterbacks who started for both of these teams were on the opposing side. And we had ourselves a little bit of a mini revenge game, and it didn't disappoint at all. Aaron Rodgers turned back at the time, played a very damn good game himself, and Justin Fields was also extremely good for his New York Jets. But the previously much vaunted Jets defense really wasn't good at all, particularly in the secondary, because they were pretty dreadful in terms of they allowed the Steelers to be able to pass all over them. And even in press conferences afterwards, Sauce Gardner talked about, the level of performance from the secondary and that it wasn't the standard that they expect it to be. Now, I want you guys' thoughts on this game, because it was for sure an extremely fun one to watch, and it was sealed by a brilliant tackle by a guy who was traded for in Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, no, this was a really awesome game. I think all around. I think if you're a Steelers fan, Aaron Rodgers, you weren't sure which version of Aaron you were going to get heading into this season. But I mean, if he can keep this momentum on, then he's exactly who he's always been. This is what you want. You want someone that can run your offense, move the ball up and down the field almost at will. He's got weapons on the outside with DK Metcalf. You've got Calvin Austin, Pat Freiermuth. Or he gets everyone involved, and that's really good to see. You just need that run game to sort of develop. He played a really good game here, but I kind of feel as though the Jets, like I said, defensively, I'm asking myself, Aaron Glenn, like, what side of the ball are you from? Defense. When you have a defensive head coach in this league, the defense needs to deliver. Like, the defense always has to be ahead of the offense on the team. And the fact that it kind of didn't hold up, and that's all it needed to do. It just needed to hold up. If it could have held one score, the Jets would have been walking out here with a win. I'm really happy with Justin Fields. He has struggled these past few seasons, and it's good to see him move the ball down the field, both as a passer, use his legs when he needs to. I think he's finally found a home, and he's found a system that works for him. He's got playmakers. Even though the Jets lost this game, I think they can hold their head high knowing that they've got Justin Fields in a place where he can be productive. Like, I can't remember the last time the Jets put up 30 plus points. And it looked
in such
smooth.
a way. Yeah, and they looked smooth offensively. Now,
Exactly.
What we saw in the press conference afterwards was, if you basically with a warning shot to the team, there are no moral victories. No matter, you did say, obviously there are no moral victories in terms of you either win or you lose. And if you're going to continually put the team in the position to lose, so Xavier Gibson fumbled the ball on a kickoff return, forced by Kenneth Gainwell. He's no longer on the team. He got cut.
Yeah, brutal.
Completely and utterly brutal. Now, obviously, if it's a bigger player, they're not going to be able to do such a thing, but it's showing the ruthlessness that Aaron Glenn is having to show, because obviously this is a franchise that has been in the doldrums for so long. And they need to get it out. Now, offensively, they were really good. Defensively, they were completely and utterly awful. But I think for Jets fans, there's a glimmer of hope, and that is what they wanted. They didn't know what to expect with Justin Fields, and when you think about it, the run game was good, the passing game was good. In terms of all facets of the offensive side of the ball was great. And if you look at it, that Garrett Wilson play to end the game, that can happen. A defensive guy is allowed to make a play. He made a catch, and the guy made a ridiculously good tackle. Picture perfect.
It was a ridiculous tackle, but I gotta say something about that point here. This is where sometimes I like some of these old school NFL former players when they're giving advice or when they talk about their careers in interviews, right? just before the season started, Michael Irvin had an interview on Club Shay Shay, and he pointed out that during his playing days, like he's running a route called a band-aid, which is you go over the middle, run a slant, and you know you're gonna get hit. But
So
he
you
always
kind
said
of
something.
duck.
Yeah. But then he said, I know I'm gonna get hit, and I know I'm gonna either I duck or not, but I'm gonna catch this ball. I'm gonna take the hit, even if I get off the field.
Although I
knowing
would say
got that
there's a
first
very
down.
big difference between someone the size of Shannon Sharp or Michael Irvin.
No, I was talking about Michael Irvin.
Right, there's a big difference. Garrett Wilson isn't a big dude. Right?
I get that you're not a big dude, right? I get that. I get he's 6 feet, 183 pounds, so he's not a big dude, right? I get that. But here's the thing. I think I need to see some of these modern receivers take a bit of an old school attitude, whereby when the game is on the line and you get thrown the ball on a third down to convert a first down, or I think in this
Fourth,
case, I think in this case it was a fourth down. You have to have the attitude of no matter what happens, I'm gonna answer. Before the ball was thrown, you knew Jalen Ramsey is coming to hit you, not come high or what. He's gonna come and hit you. So the point is, once I catch the ball, it's not leaving my body, no matter how big of a hit it was. Now, granted, Jalen Ramsey, he did what he needs to do as a defensive back to get the ball out. It's similar to, and it goes back to my Cardinals when we played that game. When Spencer Rattler threw the ball to Juwan Johnson in the end zone, that was a touchdown. But Buddha was like, coming down, I'm ripping it out. So I think pass catchers gotta realize that look, until you complete the process, some of these defensive backs have old school mentality whereby they'll rip the ball out. So it's a great play. Now a little bit. I just want to divert a little bit and talk about Aaron Rodgers. Are we seeing a renaissance, or this is similar to Fool's goal at the beginning of his career last year?
I think he's too good and too
Because
experienced.
it's willing to see if this is gonna carry on over the season, is gonna have good performance like this, or this is part of the flash in the pan beginning stages.
I think they've got a very veteran team. Like a lot of their players are vets, so they understand how to behave like and perform in certain situations. In comparison to the Jets, which is one of the younger teams in the NFL. So I think that kind of helped them out here, and I think Aaron Rodgers, when locked in, knows what he needs to do. All they need to they don't need him to be a top 3 QB in the NFL. They just need him to be a top 10, top 8. If he can do that, the Steelers will go far this season, and I think they can get that out of him.
Now, what I will say, if you look at the coming games for the Steelers, Seahawks is the next game up. That is at home, and then they've got the Patriots away from home. Let's see how the Patriots are in week 3. They weren't particularly good, but
you know DK is gonna be telling Aaron Rodgers, this game, come to me all game.
And then the Vikings week 4, and the Vikings defensively are extremely good. Then they have their bye week, but after the bye, Browns, Bengals, Packers, Colts, Chargers, Bengals. That is the run.
Is it their schedule?
That is their schedule. Browns, Bengals, Packers, Colts, Chargers, Bengals. That is a gauntlet to run. The respite is the Bears, and then they've got the Bills, and then the Ravens. It's still got
the gauntlet, but
that's the thing. The AFC North do tend to take wins off each other.
The Steelers.
So
the one thing I always say,
Mike Tomlin's going to go at least 9-8.
Come back to this. Mike Tomlin don't lose seasons. He will never. He will not lose the season. We're gonna make the playoffs and they'll bounce us. That's fine. Or we'll have a winning record. We will never have a losing record. And hey, that's the one sure bet I'll give our viewers. If you wanna bet on anything, always bet Mike Tomlin will not have a losing season because it's never happened. He will not.
for the Jets, I think there's hope, and that's what they wanted, right?
Yeah,
They are going to win.
really
They
hope
are
that
like
this season-
in our we did have a segment over what team could potentially shock the league this year, right? And both of you guys talked about the Panthers, and then I said the Jets potentially, right? Now they didn't win, but
I think I'm
they
betting
turned some
on the
heads.
Panthers right now.
Now, if the defensive side gets itself sorted, they could be a little sneaky team this year. Now, let's see how it goes. Put a comment down below about what you think about this game, what you think about the Jets' chances going forward, and what you think also about the Steelers' chances going forward as well.